Hi everyone, I'm Scott from Sharky's Greenhouses and Beat Your Neighbor Fertilizer, and this beauty was one of those help my hanging baskets that was left like an orphan on our doorstep. And please be sure to go back and watch that video and take a look at what this hanging basket looked like before, because it was pretty sad. And I'm happy to report it's looking really good. Now it's about a month later and there's just a total transformation with this hanging basket, and it's still growing and it's still filling in, and it has a little ways to go, and I'm glad we've got some summer left and we will continue to use this process. Now, what did I do to really get this hanging basket from the brink of death to coming back and looking good and having that potential for the rest of the summer? So what I did is we had to get this hanging basket dried down. It was really, really wet. So it came into my greenhouse in here, and it gets pretty warm here during the day. When that sun is out, it's easily 110 degrees plus. So that did help to dry down that soil that was a little too soggy. And what we thought was wrong with what this person was doing was they were going from one extreme to the other with their watering. So it would go way too dry, and then they would water it way too heavily. And it's something that we talk about a lot, is that knee-jerk reaction of you walk up to your hanging basket, you forgot about it, and you can just tell it's real spindly and you can see that moisture is not there. And then what a lot of people err on is they go through and they dump water on it, and that's not the way to do it. So this petunia hanging basket got stressed out from going way too dry to way too much water, and it did that over and over again, and that was a bad habit, and that's why it looked the way it did. So we started correcting that in our greenhouse, getting it dried down, and then just getting it onto a regular rhythm of correct, proper watering. And then we came along with the Beat Your Neighbor fertilizer, and we were fertilizing about every other day. So we were feeding those nutrients to it, and it was taking up. And you can see, you know, it would be yellow, and that it's pulling those nutrients into the veins and into the petals and the leaves. And you can see when the Beat Your Neighbor fertilizer is working, it's really, that foliage is really starting to turn a nice dark green. So like I said, this still has some ways to go, but it looks completely different than when it was dropped off on our doorstep. And we were on vacation during this time, so we had a full week where I was not fertilizing this, so this is maybe another week behind. And we just had someone that was coming into our greenhouse and watering our flowers, so we didn't have her fertilizing at that time. So this is probably another week behind, so I'm hitting this again about every other day with the Beat Your Neighbor fertilizer, and it's really starting to look good, and maybe we can even return it to its rightful owner. But she had dropped it off and said, hey, can you help us? You know, my hanging basket looks really bad. So I encourage you to go back and watch that video and see what this looked like, because it did not look like this. It's looking great. It's got a little more ways to go before I really feel that it's filled in and looking great. Hey, if you're liking our videos, please be sure to give us a thumbs up and follow us on Facebook, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have hundreds of how-to videos, and there's a lot of information there. And then you can head on over to our BeatYourNeighbor.com website. We have our blog articles and tips and tricks there, and of course our Beat Your Neighbor fertilizer. That's all over at BeatYourNeighbor.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.